and you can only fall in love when she is in that idea of a woman, either it's mini skirts or a chiffon sari, if she is in track pants and short hairs or playing basketball, you do not, then she's only a friend. But having said that, and no matter of how much of bashing that you do for a Karan Johar film, and you realize that the last year he came up with the Rocky Rani Ki Prem Kahani, and you can see that how the filmmaker also seems to have evolved a little bit. Here in this film, there is an issue of body shaming. There is an issue of about a woman trying to work, and there are various things which have been picked up. I mean, it is far, far more progressive than what he was doing 20 years back. So, I mean, to give the filmmaker his due, you realize that even filmmakers evolve. And my idea of giving examples from these very popular and commercially hit films is that you look at a film in totality and you put on your various lenses to analyze that film. For example, my favorite example for a Marxist lens is Matru Ki Bichli Ka Mandola. Again, a Vishal Bharadwaj film, an absolutely fantastic film where he's talking about the problems with with the labor class, the capitalist society, and how things are working out. And again, it's a recommended film if you're studying films, if you're reading films. And you look at this film, I think it's about 12 or 15 years back it was made. And again, you look at Vishal Bharadwaj from the tortoise theory and see what are the things that he brings out in all his films, even the films that he's developed from literature. I mean, we know he's done a lot of films from Shakespeare or even Ruskin Bond for that matter, be it Saath Khoon Maaf or The Blue Umbrella. So you keep on picking on these aspects. So now we try and look at Laapataa Ladies from various lenses. Here, I know we largely look at the gender lens. In spite of that, what are the different areas? My challenge for today's thing was, is there anything that I can discuss with all of you which is not being talked about or you've not thought it through? Because the film is absolutely beautiful. I mean, and at every level you enjoy it. And I remember I watched it when it was released in the theaters, and everyone was extremely moved. And I watched it again, rewatched it for the last 2 days, trying a quick revision for this talk. I'll just go back and change the slide of this. 1 second. Yeah, I want to start with the title. Now, Laapataa Ladies, of course, I mean, we divide it into the two words. Laapataa is, of course, at one level, it's the missing ladies. I noticed that when Dr. Athwar Shah was giving the introduction and he translated as the missing women. And then that is like, ladies is already an English word. Why did Kiran Rao and the team have Laapataa Ladies and not Laapataa Aurtein ya Laapataa Mahilaएं? There must have been a reason. And in one of the interviews, and sometimes, when you're working on cinema, you end up meeting some filmmakers. And I had asked a filmmaker and he'd said, whatever little thing is there in a film is never just for the sake of it. Someone has thought of it, be it a writer or a screenplay writer or a script writer or a dialogue writer or the filmmaker herself, and they have added thing for a reason. And we as critics and when we are trying to understand this, why, number one, Laapataa, of course, it goes at 2 levels. It's something that we're all talking about. Number one, that's this comedy of errors, this case of mistaken identity, where unknowingly, unconsciously, mistakenly two brides get swapped, and so they are Laapataa and they are trying to search. But this is, of course, the metaphorical level. The other is, it is a journey where all these women are trying to find themselves. And it's not only about Phool and Jaya. You realize in that journey that Phool and Jaya has, Jaya acts as a catalyst in helping find the other women also, about her, for her bhabhi, then she gets her a sketchbook, or even her mother-in-law, where she's talking about, about the sabzi that you like. I mean, why don't you make what you like? So this is a journey about finding themselves. So at one level, at the physical level, of course, they are lost, but at a deeper level, they are finding what they want to do. Phool, with all the conditioning that she has, about this is, I mean, taking care of the husband, the the family, etc., etc. But at the end of the day, the time that she spends with Manjumai, she also discovers, and she comes as someone who's grown, who's evolved. Now, coming to this important thing, why did the filmmaker decide on using the word ladies? Any guesses from the students here? Why do you think it's ladies and not aurtein and mahilaएं? Any guesswork? Either you write it in the chat box or you want to speak.